baseball from Boston. 4-1. The Yankees lead here. Last of the fifth. And from the visitors' dugout at Fenway Park, we're now joined by Yankee manager Joe Torre. Many thanks, Joe.
Yeah, John.
First of all, Joe, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I know,
thank
but
you.
here's the other
You're
point.
You're getting there, too. Don't worry about it.
But are you getting more than you expected from Leiter, or just what you expected?
Well, the only concern we had is how many strikes was he going to throw, and he showed us right from the beginning that he had pretty good command.
All right, now, he wasn't doing this with Florida. Any idea what's been the difference tonight? Is just wearing that New York uniform invigorating him, or what is it?
Well, the combination of that and the Boston Red Sox, I think, are pretty good there.
Because I'm thinking that Marlon's going to be calling you in the dugout saying we want him back.
Well, that's too bad right now. But let me say hello to my father-in-law.
Go ahead.
Big Ed Walterman there in Cincinnati, and always watching with my mother-in-law and my wife.
All right. And the birthday's actually tomorrow, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, a day in advance. Happy birthday. Many thanks for coming on with us.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right. Joe Torre, Yankee manager from the dugout. And Al Leiter. You know, I mean, Joe is just managing beautifully tonight.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Leiter's making him look awfully smart. But the key is just what we talked about at the beginning. Would he be able to throw strikes? And so far he's been able to do that.
Well, Brian Cashman, the general manager, made the deal, but he asked Joe Torre about it, and Joe Torre was big on the idea. Yeah, let's get Leiter in here because he's definitely not going to have any problems with pitching in New York and under the bright lights.
Well, and like you said, Joe Torre saw him pitch that great game.
Look at that play by Tino Martinez. Wow. Bill Miller is gone. Tino somehow figured out a way to catch the ball and avoid killing himself on that railing near the dugout.
Well, that's one of the great things about players today. They know how to slide and still keep their eyes on the ball. And watch, he keeps his eyes on the ball, and as he slides, and he comes up with it.
Brian Cashman taking a look. Yeah. That's the way the Yankees do it.
Well, he takes a lot of heat for a lot of things, but maybe he should pat himself on the back a little bit for the addition of Leiter, even though, you know, like you said, the game's not over, but he has proven, in my opinion, that he can help the New York Yankees.
One out of the fifth inning. You know, as Mark Bellhorn takes a ball inside, 2-0, Bellhorn struck out his first time. In Florida, we're talking about how many first pitch strikes he's thrown tonight. Almost everybody's seen a strike in the first pitch. But in Florida, that was almost never the case. There's Alex Rodriguez, and just in time, out number 2. It was less than 50% of his first pitches in for strikes. He had the lowest ratio of first pitch strikes of any pitcher in the major leagues. So Leiter, it may have been something just as simple as that. The L'Oreal pitching summary. Al Leiter now 4 into third innings against the slugging Red Sox. Only a run and 2 hits allowed, and even the run was just kind of a fluky thing. Tim Wakefield 5 innings, 4 runs allowed, including 2 two-run homers. 2 down, nobody on. Johnny Damon, one of the hottest hitters around all season, but particularly here of late, he's got a 28-game hitting streak going. But tonight he has struck out twice against Leiter. 2 of the 7 strikeouts for Leiter, which is already the most he's had in any game this year.
And John, no one can say that they made adjustments to Leiter or anything like that because they just got him and they haven't had a chance to work with him to see if he could, you know, what he could do or change his style. It's more like what Joe Torre said, you know, the adrenaline from coming back to New York, knowing what he has to do against the Red Sox, and he's gone out and been able to perform tonight. And while, you know, I want to say one other thing, John, while I was wishing Joe Torre happy birthday, I want to wish him a couple of friends of mine a happy birthday. Michael Delmont, he's 7 years old, and Pete Escovedo, who is 70 years old. He's one of my favorite Latin jazz players, musicians, from the Bay Area, too.
3-1 the count. Anybody else?
No, that's all. 7 years old and 70. That covers the whole gauntlet.
You have the gamut of people from 7 to 70. Literally.
And Joe Torre in between.
Yeah, well, 65, that's in between. That's a called strike. 3-2 now to Damon. Leiter has walked 2, both walks to Edgar Renteria. And even then, Renteria had to battle him to get those walks. A little flare, but right to Cano. And the hitting streak may be in jeopardy tonight for Johnny Damon. He's 0 for 3. Alex Rodriguez coming up when we return. 4-1 Yankees.
Hello, fear. Hello, guts. Hello, passion. Hello, double team. Hello, highlight reel. Hello, Heisman.
NCAA Football 2006. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Buy $1 Million Baby on DVD. From his past.
I've seen him master almost every day for years. The only person comes out which is the kind who can't forgive himself.
Through her dreams.
It's the only thing I ever felt good doing.
If I take you on, you don't question me.
I'm listening, boss.
And don't come crying to me if you get hurt.
They have become a family.
I got nobody but you, Frankie.
Well, you've got me.
Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, Morgan Freeman.
He's a good man to have in the corner.
Yes, he is.
$1 Million Baby. Buy it on DVD today.
Improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Now improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours.
Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Yeah. It's why I'm easy.
Hosted by Matthew Perry. See the brightest stars in sports and showbiz with a performance by Destiny's Child. The ESPY Awards, next on ESPN.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell. Brought to you by Ramada Worldwide. Please visit Ramada.com today, where you'll receive our best available rate or it's free. And Nissan, who reminds you to shift the way you move through the world.
Here come the Yankees with Alex Rodriguez. Bill Miller, great grab up. The one-hop throw, and got him. Handled by Millar on the other end. Beautifully done on both ends to retire Alex Rodriguez. Now let's check in with the studio. Sports Center 30 and 30.
All right, John, thanks very much. Tiger Woods wins his second British Open, both of them coming at St. Andrews. A 5-stroke victory over Colin Montgomery. Woods now with 10 major victories to his credit. And Tony Stewart wins the New England 300, his third victory in his last 4 races. Points leader Jimmy Johnson finished in 13th place. Much more coming up on SportsCenter live from Fenway Park as we kick off 50 states in 50 days. That's at 11 Eastern time, right after the ESPYs. John?
All right, here's Matsui. Playing him toward the middle in the first place was Renteria. So chalk one up to positioning there. Matsui is retired. And that is 9 in a row retired by Wakefield since he walked Matsui with 2 down in the 3rd inning.
Well, he had a lot of help to get the 8th one because Bill Miller dives near the line, gets up, and then he has to throw the strike to first because A-Rod runs pretty well. And a nice pickup over at first base by Millar. He stretches out. Nice stretch there. And he's telling Millar, thank you.
Now we have a little bit of a stoppage in play because a fan has come out on the field. So while the Fenway security.
Well, I tell you what, they were on it in a second.
Yeah.
He didn't even get past the warning track.
Yeah. And the view from high above Fenway Park. Brought to you by Hood, America's dairy expert since 1846. The Hood blimp can be spotted at sporting and other events throughout New England. I support 2 teams, the Red Sox and whoever beats the Yankees.
That's a pretty good thought if you're a Red Sox fan.
And he's got a pretty good seat down there. So he's a Red Sox fan. He'll be a Ranger fan for the next 3 nights because the Yankees are going down to Texas. And it looks like Kevin Brown is going to make the start. He'll be activated for the disabled list to make the start tomorrow night in Texas. As Posada, who put the Yankees ahead with a 2-run homer down the right field line in the second inning, he then grounded out in the third, so he is 1 for 2.
And you have to give the Yankees a lot of credit, John, for coming into Boston, because they would have come in here and gotten beaten 3 out of 4 or something like that. It would have changed the whole momentum of this pennant race. I think now they've proven to the Red Sox that they are going to be a factor if anyone thought differently. But there's one thing that works in Boston's favor is they have 40 games left at home, whereas the Yankees are going to have 33 at home.
The Red Sox have more home games left in the schedule than any other team in either league. And that's a ball up and in.
And the one thing the Red Sox did, you know, when they took over first place, they came from, you know, back in the pack to take over, is that it was a team effort. Everybody contributed, you know, and that's, you know, what they're going to need to stay ahead of the Yankees or to stay even with them after today.
3-2 the count now.
Unless they're able to come back, which is what Terry Francona said. I mean, it's still a ways to go, but the closer you get to the 8th inning, the less your chances are.
Against the Yankees in particular.
Yeah.
That's ball 4 to Posada.
Even the 7th inning, because Tanyan Sturtz has been pitching well also. And then you have, obviously, Tom Gordon and the big guy, Mariano Rivera, who has converted 22 straight saves. That's flash for Tom Gordon. Sturtz has pitched well as also.
Sturtz is more or less the 7th inning guy, and Flash Gordon the 8th inning, and then Mariano Rivera, who's pitching better than ever right now. He got the save here yesterday with a perfect 9th inning. Flash Gordon went 1 2/3 innings, setting him up.
And John, I thought that was one of the problems they had last year, you know, going into the playoffs and down the stretch. They were having to bring Flash Gordon in almost every day, trying to even get 2 innings out of him or 2 out of Mariano Rivera. They did not have their bullpen set up properly. And the Red Sox did. I mean, the Red Sox bullpen last year was fantastic. And I felt very badly earlier this year, John, because I saw they were booing Keith Foulke here. I mean, this guy pitched his heart out last year. I mean, pitched every day, pitched as many innings as they needed to help them win the championship, and that wasn't right.
Well, Foulke, I remember in the postseason when they came back from the impossible odds, 3 games to none down, and they had 2 extra inning games. Games 4 and 5 both went deep into the night, and Foulke pitched way beyond what any closer ever pitches in both of those ball games.
Yeah, I mean, he was just, I think he was spectacular, you know, during the postseason. Sometimes that catches up with you. I mean, one of the things that I always thought about the Atlanta Braves pitchers, their starters especially, they were always pitching extra innings. They were pitching more innings than any other starting staff in baseball. So when they got to the playoffs each and every year for, you know, 13 consecutive years, they'd sometimes run out of gas.
Giambi called out on strikes, and the inning is over. So Wakefield is settled in. Now the big hitters coming up. Renteria, Ortiz, and Ramirez.
Christopher's mom had a little work to do on the internet tonight. Shouldn't take long, she told him. The problem is, Christopher's mom has dial-up, which means nothing happens fast. She has to wait for it to dial up, and she has to wait and wait while it slowly downloads her file. Now, if Christopher's mom had Adelphia high-speed internet, one of the fastest internet services available, she would have been done long ago, and Christopher wouldn't be in so much trouble.
Call now and get Adelphia high-speed internet for $22.95 a month for 4 months.
It says here that a Burger King Tender Crisp chicken sandwich has 45 grams of fat. 45? This oven-roasted chicken breast sandwich at Subway restaurants, it has 5 grams of fat. This is real chicken, with fresh veggies and freshly baked bread. Subway, eat fresh. Now this is a deal worth walking all the way across town for. The $2.49 daily special. Every day a different delicious 6-inch Subway sub on fresh baked bread for only $2.49. Heck, just saying the price makes me hungry. Subway, eat fresh.
Hey, it's me. Meet me at sunset. Don't be late.
Great explorers know all the right trails.
I see you got my message.
The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Tonight from Fenway Park, the Red Sox and the Yankees, the fourth game of the series. And the Red Sox need a win to get a split in this series. And if the Yankees win, they'll be just a half game back of the Red Sox in the standings as they head out on the road from here. A long road trip for the Yankees to start the second half as Edgar Renteria looks at a called strike from the sort of surprise Yankee. I mean, who saw this coming a week ago?
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone did, and he has changed everything by throwing first pitch strikes and throwing strikes and getting ahead of the hitters.
The only man that he has walked tonight has been Edgar Renteria, and he's walked him twice. Of course, Renteria and Leiter were teammates in Florida
when they won the championship.
They won a World Series there. I mean, Leiter's been in big games. He's been on World Series teams. He's done just about anything you can think of in Major League Baseball, and he thrives on pitching in New York. He was with the Mets the last 7 years. 2-1 the count. And he jammed him, popped him up foul. Coming back, Posada has room. And Renteria is retired in front of David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, so that's a very big out. The Yankees are leading here 4-1 in game 4, trying to make it 3 out of 4 over the Red Sox. A-Rod's 2-run homer in the 9th against Schilling in game 1 Thursday was the difference. The Red Sox with a 17-1 win on Friday, the last time the Yankees had an emergency starter. The Yankees came back, though, back of the big unit with a 7-4 win here yesterday. The Red Sox just trying to get even in the series. But Al Leiter, traded for yesterday from the Florida Marlins, who had already designated him for assignment. So he might have been headed for just getting his release. But the Yankees needed somebody for tonight, and they made the move. Joe Torre, when Brian Cashman asked him about it, said, yeah, I think he'd be good for us. And then George Steinbrenner was consulted, and apparently the way the story goes, that when Joe Torre's words were relayed to George Steinbrenner, he said, well, if Joe's forgetting him, let's get him. And now we see the wisdom of that move. David Ortiz with a count of 2-0. That's a strike. Ortiz has struck out, and then he had a little bloop along the left field line that turned into a Fenway double to knock in the only Boston run against Leiter. There's the defense with Cano out in right field. And again, Jeter is not to the right side of second base. He's still on the shortstop side.
See, all this area here, anything hit in here, it's a base hit because you can't cover it. By the time you get to it, you're not going to be able to throw him out.
Now it's 3-1. Manny Ramirez on deck.
And, you know, at some point, you know, the adrenaline can take you a long way as far as pitching is concerned if you're Al Leiter. But at some point, you know, that's going to wear off. And, you know, I mean, he's not used to pitching this long in a ball game.
There is Tino. Leiter over to cover. Tags him out. 2 men gone. And Leiter is just mowing them down right now. He's retired 9 in a row. This is his first start in a week. The last time that he started, he went only 3 innings. And that was about all the Marlins cared to see about Leiter this year.
And you can see these guys are trying to help him out. They're meeting at the mound, give him a chance to grab his breath before he has to go after Ramirez. There you see Tom Gordon out in the bullpen. He's getting up, getting the feel of a baseball. Kind of like you see your wide receivers on the sideline of the football game. They're just feeling the football, and he's feeling the baseball. They just get the feel of it. So when he gets on the mound, he feels comfortable with it.
Well, here's Manny Ramirez, but with nobody on base. Manny tonight has lined out softly to the shortstop and popped up to the first baseman. More of the same for Manny, struggling against left-handed pitchers. And the curveball is too low. 1 ball and no strikes. Leiter, just a new man. He has been reborn, putting on the Yankee uniform. Marlins and Marlins fans may not believe what they're seeing. Mets fans, they saw this a lot because Al Leiter had been a first-class pitcher for many, many years. But not this year.
You know, what's interesting there, Gary Sheffield was a member of the Marlins as well. But what's interesting, I watch all these hitters and how they change their approaches during the game.
That ball is hit a mile foul.
See, Manny got jammed his first 2 times up, so he moved a little bit off the plate. He went to 2-0 there. He moved back to his normal spot, and he was a little too quick on the fastball inside. But they have been trying to bury him inside. See, there's a target inside again. That pitch is off the plate a little bit. But that's how they've been pitching Manny, inside. He's looking for it inside, and he just gets a little bit out in front.
2-1 to Manny Ramirez. Kevin Millar would be next. 2 down, nobody on in the 6th. 4-1 Yankees. There's that cutter inside.
So they're just trying to stay inside on him.
He was trying to get an early seat over at the cask and flagon. 3-1 the count. That ball headed for the wall. Up off the wall. Matsui plays the carom, and he'll hold Manny to a single.
This time he got behind Manny, and you know, he had to give in and give him a fastball over the plate because Manny took the hard slider inside the pitch before and got the 3-1, and he didn't want to walk anybody. So now he has to give him the fastball out over the plate, and Manny knows what to do with that fastball down the middle.
Well, Leiter has now thrown 89 pitches, and the Yankee bullpen is busy.
See, the target's inside, but he throws this ball gets a lot of the plate, and Manny just rips it. Manny's looking for the ball inside because they've been pitching him inside the whole ball game. And you can see he opens his hips and just rips that ball off the left field wall. Good job by Matsui as he plays the carom and fires to second base and pulls Manny at first. And as you mentioned, after what happened yesterday, guys running into outs, Manny wasn't going to do that when he's down 3 runs.
So Leiter, after the long visit from pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre, back to work here to Kevin Millar. The right-hander in the bullpen is Tanyan Sturts. The left-hander is Wayne Franklin.
And the one thing you have to be careful of, this is a good hitting Red Sox team, so 3 runs is not that much here in this ballpark. Not that big a lead, I should say. And you can see he's being careful here. They definitely want to stay away from Millar, which is obviously just the opposite of what they were doing to Manny Ramirez. If they come to Millar, they want to come in off the plate, try to get him to chase the cutter.
Millar's got that Fenway swing.
Yes.
He's another former Florida Marlin.
Well, he got his pitch right there, and he didn't swing at it, John. I guess he was looking away because they're pitching him away, but that was a fastball middle of the plate in where he likes it.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. That was the hard slider off the plate on the inside. Almost hit him in the right foot. 2-1.
The difficult thing is, Leiter, right now is, you're in crunch time. He's got to make pitches. Now, I know they want to stay away from him, but he hasn't been able to get the fastball over the outside corner.
2-1. And the curveball in there. Strike 2.
Good pitch.
Millar has only hit 4 home runs all year, but all here at Fenway.
And you see that ball had a lot of movement on it, right on the inside corners, diving in.
So it's 2-2 now. Millar, no homers on the road, only a .233 average away from Fenway. That breaking ball, that one didn't miss by much. And it's a full count. Millar struck out on a pitch somewhat similar to that in the 4th inning.
Right.
Leiter tried to get him again with it. This time, Millar wouldn't offer. 3-2 with 2 down.
But I think he has to throw him another one because he has better control of that pitch than he does his fastball.
Trot Nixon on deck. Ramirez goes, and he struck him out.
Perfect. I mean, he's throwing well, John.
8 strikeouts. 4-1 Yankees going to the 7th.
Just a reminder, not all of our national treasures are found in a museum.
Verizon Broadband, the world's most advanced network, and stay on top of your favorite sporting events. If you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
Why am I in the Army Reserve? It's not just for the experience or the training I can use as a soldier and as a civilian. It's for them, for my country, and it's all worth fighting for.
Visit GoArmyReserve.com.
Attention everyone. Effective immediately, all customers will receive the Saturn employee discount price. On all new 2005 vehicles, you pay what we pay. Not a cent more.
Dibs! Dibs! We got dibs on this one. Dibs over here. Dibs! I got dibs on this one. I got dibs. Yeah, I got dibs. Uh-huh.
Get a new 5-star frontal crash safety rated Saturn Ion sedan at the employee discount price of $13,274.
Hey, water!
Back here at Boston's Fenway Park, it is the top of the 7th. The New York Yankees with a 4-1 lead over the Red Sox. Joining me right now, Baseball Tonight's Peter Gammons. Finger on the pulse, 2 weeks away from the trading deadline. Starting off with the Red Sox bullpen. What are the long-term goals for the bullpen?
Well, I think right now they're going to wait and see if Billy Wagner's available. Probably won't be because they're only 3 games out of the wild card. They're looking around at every team they can find. But for the short term, they believe that Curt Schilling eventually can be the closer. I mean, he threw much better on Saturday than he did on Thursday, and he feels he can do it. And that if Keith Falk comes back in the middle of August, then he can start building up his innings. But I think for the time being, that's their plan.
So Curt stays in the bullpen for now. One name that we're hearing a lot in the trade rumors, A.J. Burnett. Does he get traded? Where does he go?
Well, I'm hearing it could happen very fast. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about a 3-way deal with the Red Sox. The Red Sox people say it's absolute fiction, that they're not in on this thing. They'd like to have been, but I keep hearing either the White Sox or the Orioles, and there might be even a more far-ranging shakeup in Florida. A lot of clubs have been talking about the possibility of Jack McKeon getting fired, someone like Jim Fregosi or Joe Girardi of the Yankees taking over.
How soon do you see these being made?
My guess it happens very fast. They just lost again to the Phillies. The Marlins are the most underachieving team in baseball. They're still good enough to make the playoffs, but not if they wait another couple of weeks.
One more question about the Yankees pitching. Their starting pitching, do they make any additional changes?
Not until they find out whether or not they can get the rest of their starting pitchers back. They have to be able to see if they get a couple of their starters back, then they may be all right.
Peter Gammons, thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, Sam.
All right, thanks, Sam. Thanks, Peter. Mike Messina, he and Randy Johnson are the only two of the original 5 starting pitchers, as Randy, who are currently able to pitch for the Yankees. The other 3 down with injury, although Kevin Brown looks like will pitch tomorrow night in Texas and be reactivated. But Jarrett Wright and Carl Pavano both down with injuries. And the 6th starter, Chin Ming Wong, who came up when the injuries started to hit and did a great job for the Yankees, really gave them a boost. Now he's on the disabled list. So really 4 of their top 6 starters down with injury right now. And Tino Martinez down on strikes against the fluttering knuckleball of Tim Wakefield, out number 2. Wakefield has not allowed a hit since Sheffield's spectacular home run in the 3rd inning.
Well, he's got a good knuckleball. I mean, as you mentioned, I mean, he's and I won't even say he made 2 mistakes. He's had 2 balls hit out of the ballpark with a runner on to give the Yankees the 4 runs. The one to Sheffield was up, but the knuckleball pitcher doesn't know where the ball's going all the time anyway.
He doesn't know. The catcher doesn't know. The hitter doesn't know. We don't know.
And you know what? We should give home plate umpire Jerry Mills a kind of a pat on the back, because he's done a good job back there. You have not seen a lot of complaints, from the hitters. And think about it. Knuckleball's dancing for him too. He doesn't know where it's going to end up. So he's got to decide when it crosses the plate. So it's not an easy task to catch a knuckleball, to hit a knuckleball, or to umpire a knuckleball. All of it's difficult.
Yeah, Bernie Williams was very unhappy with him when he got called out on strikes in the 4th inning, but we haven't had much of that, as you expect you will in the heat, humidity, and the
big series like
high
this.
stakes between these 2 ball clubs.
and a guy throwing a knuckleball is dancing, you know, because at the last minute it might dance into the strike zone or dance out of the strike zone. So I think he's done a very good job tonight.
Bernie looking on as Derek Jeter has a count of 0-2. Jeter has been kept off the bases by Wakefield. He's 0 for 3. And a fastball off the outside.
I mean, we're always so surprised to see him throw a fastball. I mean, I think he was trying to sneak that one past Jeter, but he's going to make a perfect pitch with it by throwing it just off the outside corner and hope that Jeter would swing at it.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Back to the knuckleball. Short hop pickup at third. Miller throws him out. Nice play. 7th inning stretch time from Fenway Park. 4-1 Yankees, and let's go to Sam Ryan.
And this week's Sunday night sound check from the Red Sox, Bronson Arroyo. Now, his 93-year-old grandmother, Norma, is a music teacher in Florida. She wanted him to pick up violin growing up. Hey, that didn't work out. But as we learn on this week's Sunday night sound check, he picked up the guitar 6 years ago, and that did work out.
You know what I like about Boston? What's that? Winning the World Series.
Yeah, down by the river, down by the banks of the river Charles.
Hey, this is Bronson Arroyo, pitcher for the world champion Boston Red Sox. Got a new album out called Covering the Bases.
Yeah, that's where you find me.
I picked up the guitar for the first time in 1999. I was with the Altoona Curve, AA for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I couldn't put it down. You know, been playing it ever since, taking it on road trips, playing for guys on the team.
Well, I love that dirty water.
Late night, a lot of times, Kevin Millar, you know, Doug Mirabelli, Johnny Damon, you know, different guys from the team will come over on any given night, and, you know, we'll sit around and jam for a little while and, you know, have a few beers and have a good time. That's what's fun about our team, man. You come to the clubhouse, and every day there's, you know, something going on. Boston Red Sox have a clubhouse that is so cohesive, it gels so good. You know, if you can have that as a band, then you got a chance, I guess, to stick together for a while. Song Dirty Water is it means so much to the city and to us as players. You know, we hear that song in Fenway Park every time we win a ball game. To the people of Boston, this whole area, it's kind of like an anthem around here.
And the irony, the people who produce Bronson's CD, the same who produce Bernie Williams. It's the Yanks and the Sox, bottom of the 7th.
Миленький, пожалуйста, мне нужно 2 килограмма мяса и 6 куриц. 2 килограмма мяса и 6 куриц. Слушай, объясни ему, он меня не понимает. Да, что я хочу? Слушай, слушай.
My mother needs 2 pounds of lamb shanks and 6 chicken legs.
Call all you want, wherever you want. Unlimited round-the-clock calling. Only from Unicell. Unicell, the way wireless should be.
Ah, the joys of dial-up. Waiting for it to tie up your phone lines. Waiting for it to connect, or try to connect. Waiting for it to slowly download your photos. Waiting. If you're tired of waiting for your dial-up, try Adelphia High-Speed Internet. One of the fastest internet services you can get. It's always connected, it's always on, and it's so fast it makes everything you do on the web more enjoyable.
Call now and get Adelphia High-Speed Internet for $22.95 a month for 4 months.
Absolutely. We have free checking with direct deposit, so you can pay your bills and get your money however you want, without paying us.
Even if I get cash from a Bank of America ATM 100 times a month?
That would be free.
Even when I pay my bills online?
It's free. You can pay almost any bill.
So if I had 65 bills...
As many as you want.
Oh, and if somebody uses my debit card, if it gets stolen or something?
You're covered.
Free checking plus.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
From Bank of America, higher standards.
My dream is for the 3 of us to fight crime as a family.
Side by side. By side.
Walt Disney Pictures presents...
What's your name? What's your power?
I'm Ethan. I melt.
Great.
Kurt Russell.
I don't have any powers.
But you will in a comedy about how strong family can be.
You're strong? My boy has super strength.
Come here.
Ow! You are strong!
Sky High, rated PG.
The Boston Common in the lower left-hand corner there, and Boston Harbor off in the distance beyond the tall buildings of the financial district here in Boston. And These views courtesy of H.P. Hood. Hood proudly supports children's hospitals throughout New England through partnership with the Boston Red Sox.
And those of you who are surprised to see Leiter back out there, I think he's out there for just this one hitter, Trot Nixon, the left-handed hitter. And then I think they might make a change. But if he continues to throw well, he might give him another batter.
Nixon pops it up. Jeter backpedaling. Still going back. Matsui calls him off and makes the play.
And a good play by Matsui to call him off, because it was a much easier play for him, so he's going to stay, than it was for Jeter backpedaling.
Well, Torrey talking it over with Mel Stottlemyre down there. He's got Canyon Sturts, the right-hander, up in his bullpen. Also Joe Girardi, the bench coach, down there with him in the discussion.
Well, you see Jeter backpedaling, and it's a much easier play, of course, for Matsui. And Jeter was just about to call so that Matsui wouldn't run over him.
Now Doug Mirabelli, as Leiter stays in. Leiter, who signed with the Yankees 21 years ago. When he came to the big leagues in 1987, they said at that time he had the best arm in the entire Yankees organization.
Well, he's definitely convinced me, as he said earlier, that his stuff was just as good as it has been the last couple of years. He could not explain why he had such a horrible first half in Florida. And even last year, the second half wasn't good as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's something about that NY on his hat or the New York on his jersey. But he has definitely gone from being suspect to being a fine pitcher today.
And that's a called strike. The Yankees apparently talked with Leiter about maybe signing him after Leiter didn't get what he was looking for from the Mets after last season, but that didn't work out. But now here he is with them anyway. Gary Sheffield was asked yesterday about Leiter coming in. He said, I think it's great. He's a competitor, so hopefully he can help us win ball games.
Well, that's the point. Everybody knows that he's a competitor. And guess what? They signed him for a lot less than it would have cost him last winter.
Yeah, that's for sure. Apparently it'll cost him about $400,000 for the rest of this season. But the Florida Marlins are still going to pay basically most of his salary. Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, talking to the bullpen. And that's ball 4 to Mirabelli. The third walk of the game by Leiter.
I think that has to be it, because I think they were just going one more hit at a time. I actually thought he was going to take him out after Nixon hit.
Canyon Sturts, native New Englander, the right-hander, will come in for the bullpen. But what a night for Al Leiter, returning to New York big time.
Classic day planner, satellite feed, digital camera, zips up, so it's good to go. Classic watch, plays MP3s, checks email, it's good to go. How about that? That's my lunch. Crunchwrap Supreme, classic Taco Bell taste, grilled, so it's good to go. Genius, I know.
The new Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
Life doesn't stand still, and neither do we. That's why families trust Lowe's for flooring. Not because Lowe's has the widest selection, which we have, or because we have great values on flooring and installation, or because Lowe's promises low prices every day guaranteed, which you know we do. You see, at Lowe's, improving home improvement never ends.
Now come into Lowe's and get 20% off Mohawk Premier Living Carpets.
It's not just another truck. It's the Honda Ridgeline. With four-wheel drive, a rugged integrated closed box frame, and a lockable in-bed trunk. Introducing the all-new Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
Sports are great for a kid's body. Steroids aren't. They can ruin tendons in legs and arms. Steroids can stunt bone growth and increase the chances of liver cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Steroids don't make great athletes. They destroy them. Talk to your kids. Need help? Get help. Visit drugfree.org.
19 years in the big leagues, but he's certainly done a lot of great things. He's pitched a no-hitter. He's pitched in 3 World Series. He's pitched in All-Star games. But what a night for the 39-year-old Leiter tonight. This has to rank as one of his great nights as a big leaguer.
No, it definitely does, John, simply because, you know, he thought his career might be over. He said he wasn't even sure, you know, if someone was going to pick him up.
Tanyan Sturtz throws ball 1 to Bill Miller. Sturtz worked the 7th on Thursday night in game 1 of the series. Flash Gordon inning number 8. Mariano Rivera inning number 9. And the Yankees won that ball game. Now they look to perhaps the same formula, although Gordon is not up in the bullpen now, but rather the left-hander Wayne Franklin. Another switch hitter. Mark Bellhorn is on deck. Here's Franklin heating up. Runner at first, 1 out. That could be 2. Cano to Jeter, 1, back to first. 2, a double play, and the inning is over. Started beautifully by Cano. Leiter and the Yankees leading 4-1.
The WNBA now playing on ESPN and ESPN2.
It's clobbering time.
Fantastic Four is number 1. Gene Shalit Reeves eats an A+. This is the summer fun we've been waiting for. Fantastic Four, rated PG-13. Now improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Now improved Roundup Plus knocks out weeds in 12 hours.
You think you still got game? She thinks your game is bingo. Ouch. New Stop Lines Moisturizer with SPF 15 from L'Oreal gives skin a younger, healthier look by reducing wrinkles in a month. New Stop Lines Moisturizer by L'Oreal Men's Expert, because you're worth it, too.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
You been in an accident of any kind? Any stalling, sputtering, that kind of thing?
Don't buy a used car without a Carfax history report. Now with the buyback guarantee. For details, ask your dealer or go to Carfax.com.
Hello, fear. Hello, guts. Hello, passion. Hello, double team. Hello, highlight reel. Hello, Heisman.
NCAA Football 2006. Ready for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And in part by Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, where improving home improvement never ends.
ESPN Skycam here with us at Fenway Park tonight. The Goodyear Skycam. And there's the look at the center of attention at Fenway Park. Tim Wakefield into the 8th inning. Robinson Cano, the rookie, will lead off. Then the power, Sheffield and Alex Rodriguez. The Yankees lead 4-1 in the 8th inning. Into center, Johnny Damon on the move. And there's one away. That ball hit hard by Cano.
Well, you have to like his approach, John. I mean, he does a lot of things real well in the batter's box. I mean, good balance. I mean, he's going to be a player.
Terry Francona paid him a high compliment this weekend. You see Alex Cora now at second base replacing Mark Bellhorn, but Francona said he loved the hand.
Right.
And he said it kind of reminded him of Rod Carew.
See, the difference is people, you know, when you talk about hand speed or how a guy swings, it still starts with balance.
Sheffield, a high pop fly. Ramirez in left. Sheffield's gone on 1 pitch.
Because if you don't keep your legs under, you keep your balance, then you can't release the bat as hard as you'd like. And that was a good example there with Sheffield. We've seen how hard he's been swinging and how he's been extending the bat. Well, he was off balance just a little bit there, and therefore he couldn't make up. He had the same swing that he wants to have. He can't make the same quick swing that he wanted to have.
Sheffield hit the 2-run homer in the 3rd that gave the Yankees a 4-0 lead. The Yankees have not had a hit since that time against Tim Wakefield. They had 4 runs in 2 1/3 innings against him, and no more hits in the last 5 1/3 innings.
Well, I mean, you could say, I mean, if it was another pitcher, you say he's only made 2 mistakes in this ball game, and it cost him 4 runs. But you know, in theory, I don't know when a knuckleball pitcher makes a mistake. The only time you say it's a mistake is when they hit it like that.
Oh, big mistake.
Yeah.
That ball is just beyond gone. Wow, what a shot by Alex Rodriguez. Not just deep into the night and under the streets of Boston, but a soaring, majestic flight that looked like it might leave the planet. So Alex Rodriguez with his 3rd home run of this 4-game series and his 26th homer this year.
Well, the worst thing you can think of, though, if you're Wakefield says, I just asked for a new ball. He just changed balls, and the first pitch he threw with the new ball went about 450 feet. There's a knuckleball. It doesn't do much. He has been hitting them like this all weekend, as you mentioned, John. He and Sheffield have been just devastating to the Boston Red Sox here.
26 home runs for A-Rod this year, and here is Matsui. That's the first hit for the Yankees since Sheffield's homer in the 3rd. The Red Sox have only had 1 hit since the 3rd inning, and have only had 3 hits in the game. Here comes Dave Wallace, the pitching coach now. He's going to go visit with Tim Wakefield. Wakefield has thrown 95 pitches in the game, and the Boston bullpen is busy now.
Yeah, it's interesting, John. What do you say to, you know, a knuckleball pitcher? You know, you need to throw it harder. You need to move the ball around. I mean, I don't know what you can actually say to a knuckleball pitcher.
How about, is your arm about ready to fall off?
Well, you see, he got a smile out of him anyway from whatever he said, and you know, sometimes to break the tension out there, someone may ask him, you know, how were you holding that one that went that far?
The Yankees have hit 3 home runs against him. Posada, Sheffield, and now Alex Rodriguez. The Yankees lead 5-1. All of the Yankees runs scoring on home runs. Matsui scored a run after hitting a double off the left field wall in the 2nd inning. He scored on Posada's home run. Since that double, he's walked and grounded out. Ooh, that one did some dancing. 2-2. By the way, Alex Rodriguez's home run was his 407th career home run.
Sounds like Duke Snider.
That ties him with Edwin Duke Snider.
Like for some reason, Duke Snider was one of my dad's favorite players. 407. That stuck in my mind. Duke Snider.
It's 39th place on the all-time list of home run sluggers. Duke Snider hit most of his for the Dodgers, and most of those at Ebbets Field for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And A-Rod and Tino Martinez. There's some smiles in the dugout. There's Flash Gordon getting ready now for the Yankees. They've gotten it to Flash Gordon and Mariano Rivera time, and they have a 4-run lead with which to work. That's been the problem for the Yankees this year, getting starting pitchers who have been able to carry the game into the 7th inning, which is what Leiter did tonight at Fenway against the highest scoring team in the majors. What a performance by Al Leiter.
And I think if you talk to him, he would tell you the key was first pitch strikes. You know, if he would have fallen behind, they would have taken more pitches. But once they saw that he was getting ahead in the count, then they started being a little bit more aggressive. And they chased a lot of pitches out of the strike zone for the strikeouts.
Matsui fouls that one back out of play. That was a fastball from Tim Wakefield. Posada on deck. Matsui hitting over 300. Each of the first 5 Yankee hitters tonight coming into the game had batting averages above 300. Here's Posada on deck. Posada has a home run tonight. He's been slumping lately. Oh, that one made him look bad. That'll happen sometimes against a knuckleballer. It'll be Alex Cora, Johnny Damon, Edgar Renteria. The Sox are down by 4.
Hi, I'm Steve Schumann. Thank you for making Charlie's Maine's #1 new car and truck dealer 7 years in a row.
Charlie's has over 500 pre-owned vehicles available. Come see the huge selection of sport utility vehicles, vans, luxury cars, and trucks. Most are one-owner trades with certified protection from the original manufacturer. Charlie's has over 15 financial institutions to choose from, so your credit is virtually pre-approved at very competitive rates. With over $10 million in inventory, Charlie's is sure to have one that's right for you.
See us first, see us last, but see us and save.
Behold, a salad that speaks to me, my individuality. McDonald's new sesame ginger premium salad, lush with snow peas, edamame, oranges of the mandarin persuasion, glazing chicken warm and tender. I surrender to Newman's own low-fat dressing, dancing, romancing every crispy, crunchy bite. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. I believe I have achieved salad inner peace.
It's the 13th Annual ESPY Awards from Hollywood, hosted by Matthew Perry. See the brightest stars in sports and showbiz.
Can I get someone to rewrite this for me?
And be there for one of the final performances by Destiny's Child. It's a great night to be a fan.
Let's give out some awards.
The ESPY Awards, presented by GMC and Under Armour. Next on ESPN.
I'm proud to build trucks and SUVs to a higher standard. Professional grade.
I'm proud to make an SUV with the tightest turning radius.
Best V8 fuel economy.
Most horsepower in its class. I'm proud to innovate.
And I'm proud to offer something we've never done before.
Our very own employee discount. You pay what we paid.
Not a cent more.
Get a 2005 Yukon Denali all-wheel drive for just $44.16 with your employee discount. See your local GMC dealers today.
Here's the Bank of America Rivalry Week moment. The standings in the American League East the last 7 years. Each of the 7 years, the Yankees have finished first. The Red Sox have finished second. The last time the Yankees did not finish first, in 1997, it was not the Red Sox, but rather the Baltimore Orioles who finished ahead of them. And the Baltimore Orioles, for the first time since then, are in the mix this year. Tanyan Sturts to Alex Cora. Something must have happened to Mark Bellhorn.
Yeah, I'm sure, like you say, may have been injured diving for the ball.
So here is Alex Cora. He was a big part of the Dodgers' success last year. He and Cesar Izturis gave the Dodgers the best double play combination in the National League.
Yeah, you're right.
Izturis ended up going to the Cleveland Indians this year. Now he has come to the Red Sox. He's hitting only .201 for the season in 154 at-bats. Flash Gordon is still up in the Yankee bullpen.
Yeah, but it's not a save situation yet, so Mariano's probably not going to be used unless necessary.
It's going to be a 3-run game when he comes in to start the 9th inning. Or it won't be a safe situation. There's Franklin, the left-hander, Gordon, the right-hander, up in the Yankees bullpen. Right behind the 380 marker there, which is really straight away right field. Mariano Rivera sitting in the bullpen dugout, observing. He's been in 2 games and had 2 perfect innings in this series so far, and he's hardly given up anything since the first week of the season. That's a foul out of play as Cora battles with Tanyan Sturts. Now Leiter tonight, 6 1/3 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, a season's best 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. He threw 102 pitches. The conventional wisdom was that Leiter at 39 was finished. The Marlins must have thought so. And truly, he did not have a game with the Marlins this year that he pitched as well as he pitched at Fenway. Jeter! He went high and got that one.
Well, he definitely can sky. Well, he timed his leap perfectly. I mean, he's right at the height of his jump when the ball gets there. Look at that. Right in the Webb. And this is Johnny Damon's final time to extend his hitting streak, John.
Could be, unless they could somehow come back and tie the game and go extra innings. But Johnny Damon has hit safely in 28 consecutive games. But tonight he has struck out twice and popped up to second once. All of that against Al Leiter. Right center field. Sheffield to the warning track at the wall. He can't get it. A double for Damon. The hitting streak goes on. Now 29 consecutive games.
I mean, he drilled that ball, and Sheffield gave it a great try. In fact, he's bent over out there. I hope he didn't injure himself, but he gave it a real effort out there to try to come down with it, and he ran into the wall. And the trouble is that wall looks like it might hit him around his ribs or something as Bernie Williams motions for the trainer to come out, and Joe Torre's on his way out as well. I mean, this ball is drilled, his fastball right in the middle of the plate, and he hit it really well. A lot of ballparks, this is a home run, of course. Now watch him leap up and watch, let's see if, well, I can't see, except his left arm hits the rail over here, this part that may not be covered. Right there, see his left arm comes down on top, but he's shaking his right hand. Let's see here. Just misses it. He shakes his right hand. His left arm came down on the rail, but it's something to do with his right hand. But he was already injured too. That's part of the problem. He already had an injured right hand. That's why he has the tape and etc. on there.
Well, after Gene Monahan, the trainer, and manager Joe Torre went out to see if Sheffield was okay, Torre then goes to the mound and takes the ball from Sturz. Here comes Flash Gordon. A runner at second. One out. Renteria with Ortiz on deck. We'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Tom News here for the Bank of America.
Largest network of ATMs and banks in the country. Only from Bank of America. Higher standards.
His hitting streak going, and that was that could have been a home run in a lot of ballparks. He hit that ball really well, and Gary Sheffield almost turned it into a great catch. 29 consecutive games for Johnny Damon now. That's the longest hit streak since Albert Pujols hit in 30 consecutive games 2 years ago, and it's the longest Red Sox hitting streak since Nomar hit in 30 straight games in 1997. The Red Sox record 34 consecutive games by Dominic DiMaggio. So Damon is at second. Flash Gordon is coming on, and Flash Gordon, Joe, is pitching his best ball of the season right now.
Well, look at that opponent's average, 176. I mean, that's amazing. And the other point is 44 strikeouts in 44 innings, technically in 2/3, but he hasn't given up a base hit to his last 26 batters are hitless. He walked one in between, but when they've had an official at bat, they're 0 for 26.
Strike one to Renteria.
And I think, you know, when you look at this team, this is something that Joe Torre didn't have even last year toward the end, where he could get to the point where he could bring, you know, Flash in for the 8th and Mariano for the 9th. Now he's got his bullpen set up the way that he wants it if he can get there. But he needs the starting pitching to give him a chance to get to that point. And that's why I said at the beginning of the year that I thought this year starting pitching and closers were going to be the most important pitchers. on the staff.
A little pop fly, and there is Derek Jeter. So Gordon jammed it. As we mentioned, when Al Leiter pitched his last game for the Yankees 16 years ago, as David Ortiz heads to the plate, he got the loss in Kansas City. But the winning pitcher in that game, coming out of the bullpen for Kansas City, was Tom Gordon. So he's been around a long time, too. Here's David Ortiz. But the best Ortiz could do is bring the Red Sox closer. They need base runners. They're down by 4 runs. Ortiz has had only 1 career hit in 7 at-bats against Flash Gordon. That 1 hit was a home run. He's also struck out against him 5 out of those 7 times.
And that's surprising to me, because once he gets 2 strikes, he usually makes adjustments. You see, they want to throw a fastball up and in. So he got it up and in.
A soaring pop-up. Posada. Tino Martinez there to help out, and Tino takes care of it after a long run. Well, that makes 28 in a row retired by Gordon. He's got a no-hitter plus.
Race-inspired handling, responsive acceleration, and a 4-wheel independent suspension are all things you expect from Honda. What you don't expect is all that in a truck. A 4-door truck with a 255 horsepower engine and the highest government crash test rating possible. The new Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
Absolutely. We have free checking with direct deposit, so you can pay your bills and get your money however you want, without paying us.
Even if I get cash from a Bank of America ATM 100 times a month?
That would be free.
Even when I pay my bills online?
It's free. You can pay almost any bill.
So if I had 65 bills...
As many as you want.
Oh, and if somebody uses my debit card, if it gets stolen or something?
You're covered.
Free checking plus, plus, plus.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
From Bank of America, higher standards.
Backstage at the ESPYs.
Is this the lounge?
These things happen.
I'm here for my Red Sox at the ESPY Awards and my Patriots.
Where else would you want to be other than at the ESPYs?
And we'll take you all to the ESPYs right after the ball game, next on ESPN. The Red Sox trailing the Yankees 5-1 as we head to the 9th inning now at Fenway Park. Let's check in with the studio. Here's Scott Reese for the Sports Center 30 and 30.
All right, John, a big day for Tiger Woods as he wins his 2nd British Open, both of them coming at St. Andrews. He never trailed over the final 63 holes en route to his 10th major victory. Lance Armstrong extends his lead at the Tour de France to 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Teammate George Hincapie wins stage 15. Armstrong calling it a perfect day. And it was pretty perfect for the Oakland Athletics. 4-4 against the Rangers in the bottom of the 14th inning. And Bobby Kelty, walk off, my friend, walk off of Cameron Lowe. The A's win 5-4. They have won 16 out of 20. These stories and more coming up on SportsCenter live from Fenway Park as we kick off 50 states in 50 days. That's after the ESPYs, 11 Eastern. John?
All right, and man, the Oakland Athletics, what a story that's been.
Unbelievable. Remember they did this a few years ago. They had a poor first half and then just got on a run and couldn't be stopped.
It seemed like they did it every year.
Yeah.
Late in the season, or the second half of the season. A pop-up by Posada and Millar in foul ground. Posada is gone. And there is one away. Major League Baseball and the American Academy of Dermatology are teaming up for the 7th annual Play Smart When It Comes to the Sun program. Log on to MLB.com for more information on this great and important program. Hall of Famer Paul Molitor at the ballpark tonight to talk about the importance of that program. And he wanted to talk about Rafael Palmeiro, who became the latest member of the 3,000 hit club. Congratulations to Rafael Palmeiro.
I had that written down here to congratulate Rafael. That's an unbelievable accomplishment. Only Eddie Murray and Eddie Murray, Willie Mays, and Hank Aaron had accomplished that before.
Now the third baseman was playing shortstop with the shift on for Giambi. That's why only Wakefield and the catcher Mirabelli were anywhere near that ball, and it was the pitcher Wakefield who caught it. Wakefield has now thrown 105 pitches in this game.
And we talked about the shift earlier in the ball game. You see Wakefield right away knows that there's no one there, and he goes over and makes the catch.
Wakefield has given the bullpen more or less a night off. I mean, they've had some action in the bullpen, but he is 1 out away from a 9-inning complete game. Bernie Williams 0 for 3 in the game, and that's a little bit high. Now we saw Flash Gordon. He snuffed out any hopes the Red Sox had of a rally there in the 8th inning. And in the Yankee bullpen, with this still not being a safe situation for the 9th inning, only Wayne Franklin is warming up. Mariano Rivera is standing up out there, stretching a little bit, but there's Mariano. And there's Wayne Franklin, the one who's actually doing the throwing. Manny Ramirez, Kevin Millar, and Trot Nixon will be due up for the Red Sox in the last half of the 9th inning. Man, that one was almost uncatchable, and I dare say it had to be unhittable, but it was in there. Strike 2.
Well, that one had a lot of movement on it. Some of his knuckleballs have acted like sliders, and those are the ones that have been hit out of the ballpark. But when they dance, go down, that's when you have a real problem trying to catch up with it.
Left center field, Ramirez going back. The warning track right by the National League hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard at Fenway Park. Last chance for the Red Sox. Manny Ramirez, Kevin Millar, Trot Nixon coming up. 5-1 Yankees.
Classic day planner, satellite feed, digital camera, zips up, so it's good to go. Classic watch, plays MP3s, checks email, it's good to go. How about that? That's my lunch. Crunchwrap Supreme, classic Taco Bell taste, grilled, so it's good to go. Genius, I know.
The new Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
Hello, fear. Hello, guts. Hello, passion. Hello, double team. Hello, highlight reel. Hello, Heisman.
NCAA Football 2006. Ready for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Back at Fenway Park, and the Yankees are 3 outs away from making it 3 out of 4 from the Red Sox, and to continue their roll. A win tonight means 10 wins in the last 12 games for the Yankees, who have started to turn this season around and starting to make believers of a lot of people, not the least of which would be the Fenway faithful. They've seen it firsthand all through the weekend. So Flash Gordon will try and wrap this one up. On May the 7th, the Yankees were 9 games out. Not 9 games behind the Red Sox, but 9 games back of the Baltimore Orioles, who were the team that got off to the great start. They can tie the Red Sox in the loss column, and will tie them in the loss column if they win this ball game, and just be a half game behind them overall.
John, I think when people look at what the Red Sox did last year, they won the World Championship, but how they did it is just unbelievable to me, because they won 8 straight games against the 2 best teams in baseball. The Cardinals won over 100 games last year, so did the Yankees. 2 teams that won over 200 games combined, and they beat them 8 in a row. So this team is capable of doing anything. I don't think they're as good a team this year as they were last year, but they're still a very fine team.
Well, this whole thing may have started on Sunday Night Baseball. We were there at Yankee Stadium as Manny Ramirez takes a fastball for a strike. But they came from behind against the Mets and avoided being swept. They've gone 11-4, beginning with that night, and a win tonight makes it 12-4. And They turned around that series, that weekend, that game, and maybe their season that night.
But, John, I don't think the Yankees are as good a team as they were last year either. So I think both of them have lost a little bit. I mean, I think Boston, without, Schilling, of course, and without Pedro Martinez, definitely, a loss. And when you look at the Yankees, other than Mike Messina and Randy Johnson, you don't even know who's going to pitch half the time. So you can't be as good a team without that consistency on the mound.
I will say Friday, when they get to Anaheim, it's going to be Al Leiter.
Oh, okay.
4 days of rest. Tomorrow night, Kevin Brown will come off the disabled list to pitch in Texas. And Randy Johnson, who pitched yesterday, will go later in the week. But Wednesday, there's been some question as to who would start. Maybe Aaron Small. That ball is launched. Man. That ball is way out of here. Over everything. Onto the streets of Boston for Manny Ramirez.
Well, that was a breaking ball. And Manny just straightened it right out.
24th home run of the year for Manny and his 84th run batted in. But it's just one run.
Well, you see it's a little slide piece and it stays inside, and Manny knows it as soon as he hits it.
On to Lansdowne Street, and here is Millar. You saw Mariano Rivera is up in the Yankee bullpen. Well, this is now a safe situation. A 3-run lead. I mean, a rule book safe situation.
So what you're actually saying is if Kevin Millar gets on base, you may see Mariano Rivera.
That slider is in there for a strike with the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-2 Yankees. Well, Manny Ramirez, the enigma, continues tonight against the left-hander. He struggled, although he got a single in the 6th inning. But against the right-hander, that's when he hits the home run. Lefties have mystified him and dominated him all year. And over to the Yankee dugout.
And that was a big fly. I mean, this is truly a big fly. Watch his reaction. He kind of knows that it's gone. I was watching last week, Manny hit a home run and he unbuckled his batting gloves as he was starting to first base.
That's a little bit low. 2-2 now to Millar. Where he hit that ball, you always think of the wall being so close.
Yeah.
But out in deep left center, it's 379
and high.
And it's the wall itself is 37 feet 2 inches high. You hit it out there, that is a real big home run. And it's tough to hit one out in that part of the ballpark, much less to hit it completely out of the ballpark. The Red Sox, even with the run home, they need more base runners. And it's gone to 3-2 to Millar.
But one thing, this has been a grind-them-out type of team, so I guarantee you Joe Torre's not going to let this go much further.
A pop foul out of play. Millar is 1 for 3 tonight. Red Sox have only 5 hits in the game. Trot Nixon on deck. Mariano Rivera warming up in the bullpen.
And sometimes it seems like, maybe the Red Sox need a wake-up call every once in a while, because I remember when they were on the road, St. Louis was beating them up, and then they were about to lose the series to Chicago, and they bounced back with Wakefield winning that ball game. And then they played well for such a long period of time to get in the first place. And they've been in first place for quite a while now.
I mean, they got hot at Wrigley Field on Sunday Night Baseball, and that's when it looked like they were going to bury the Yankees. And that is ball 4. So let's not go to the SB show just yet.
No, here comes Joe Torre. I told you, he's not going to mess around with this Red Sox lineup. He knows what they're capable of doing.
So Mariano Rivera, the great closer, is needed after all. And Jason Varitek is coming out of the dugout to greet him. We'll be back.
I think it's time. I think we're ready for that. Hey, Mr. Willig. So we're pretty happy.
Honey. Mr. Willig is your real father.
Oh, right on, Dad. Welcome aboard.
And Miller Lite has more taste than Bud Light.
What? No. No! No! No!
Buy $1 Million Baby on DVD. From his past.
I've seen you a mess almost every day for years. The only person who comes out much is the kind who can't forgive himself.
Through her dreams.
It's the only thing I ever felt good doing.
If I take you on, you don't question me.
I'm listening, boss.
And don't come crying to me if you get hurt.
They have become a family.
I got nobody but you, Frankie.
Well, you've got me.
Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, Morgan Freeman.
He's a good man to have in a corner.
Yes, he is.
$1 Million Baby. Buy it on DVD today.
They get homers by Posada, Sheffield, and A-Rod for sure. But the big story tonight, center stage, was Al Leiter. Just acquired in a trade yesterday. And what a job he did. Now the bullpen tries to wrap it up for him. So we get a look at Fenway. And Rivero warming up from the Goodyear Skycam. Mariano Rivera blew a save in his first 2 appearances of this season. Both of them were against the Red Sox. His ERA after those 2 games was 10.80. Since then, he's had 22 more save situations and has converted all of them. And his ERA since then is .50. And the batting average against him is 122. So after 2 blown saves and everything was ugly, and people were very concerned in New York, Mariano Rivera has been better than he's ever been.
Well, I think part of the reason is, John, he's using the 4-seam fastball more, the overpowering fastball, to go along with that devastating cut fastball that he throws. So he's giving them just a little something else to think about rather than every hitter walking up there looking for that cut fastball. Even though when you look for it, you still can't hit it in most cases.
Trot Nixon is going to bat with Varitek out on deck. So Varitek came out and Nixon went back to the dugout. Rivera came in, but Nixon just went back, I guess, to take a seat for a couple of minutes. So Nixon stands in. He's 0 for 3. Varitek on deck. That's the called strike.
Yeah, cut fastball. It was at the top of the strike zone, but it was right on the inside corner.
Nixon is 3 for 11 lifetime against Rivera. They need another base runner to be able to make Varitek the possible tying run. He's on deck. A pop foul out of play. Now it's 0-2.
Well, he got that ball right. That ball got a lot of the plate. That was not exactly where he wanted to throw that one. Watch the target from Posada. Watch the target. See, it's actually off the plate inside. Watch where this ball is. Ball's got a lot of the plate. In the middle of the plate almost.
Remember, Nixon has had 8 RBIs in this series. And that's up out of the strike zone. He took it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera got the save here Thursday night, and he came in and struck out the side. Just blew him away. Got another save yesterday with 1 strikeout. You saw a lot of movement on that cutter, but way inside. Nice save there by Posada.
Well, it was interesting because Posada was trying to get him to throw it up again. They threw the first one up, and Nixon took it. There, I guess they're trying to stay away from something down and over the plate.
2-2. That could be 2. Cano, and he throws it away. Millard to third. Nixon, thinking it was a double play ball, overran first base, not knowing the ball was in left field by that time, so he holds it first. And the rookie mistake has sent the possible tying run to the plate. Jason Varitek, the Red Sox captain, is coming up.
Well, what happened was he got it hung in his glove. The transfer wasn't clean. He made a nice pickup of the ball, but the transfer to his hand, from his glove to his hand. Watch, see right there, that little hesitation means he didn't have it completely in his hand. And that's the first thing you learn as an infielder. You have to make sure of one. You know, even if you have to go to first. See right there? See how he grabbed it? What he had was right in the middle of his hand. He didn't have it in his fingers because he didn't have a good grip on it. And I know it's tough to do, but in that case, you've got to turn and throw to first base and get one out.
Well, that's the cardinal rule when you have a lead.
When you have the lead, you have to get an out.
Varitek could tie the game with a big fly. The cutter inside. Varitek, 5 hits in 19 lifetime at-bats against Rivera and 1 home run. .299 average for the year. Pinch hitting for Mirabelli. The Yankees will concede a run here to get the double play ball. Jeter at short, Cano at second, double play depth. That ball is a base hit through the open hole. Millar scores. Nixon will stop at second. Varitek took advantage of the hole at first base. And the only reason the hole was still open was because Nixon, not knowing the wild throw had gone to left field, did not go past first base.
You know, I like this. Everybody comes to the mound because I wanted to see if Cano was coming to the mound. He came as well, and they discussed this. And that's the base hit the right field because, as John mentioned, they're holding him on. I thought they should have been paying behind him more personally, but
well, that's a good point. Yeah. He wasn't going to steal.
And not only that, he's not the tying run. The tying run's at the plate. We were trying to keep him from getting on base. So that's what I'm surprised they were holding that close.
Still nobody out. 2 runs in. It's 5-3. Miller, who beat Mariano Rivera here in the notable game last summer, the brawl game, A-Rod and Varitek getting into it. The bench is emptying, and then Miller ended a wild 9th inning rally with a 3-run homer into the Boston bullpen to beat the great Rivera.
Well, they're worried about him bunting, but he doesn't look like he wants to bunt.
A bloop. That one is falling. Base hit. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
And the Red Sox do not bunt very often. Obviously, they don't bunt a lot of times because they have such good hitters in their lineup.
Now Torrey out to speak to Rivera. The only blown saves of the year for Rivera were his first 2 opportunities, both against the Red Sox. It seems like years ago now at Yankee Stadium. Varitek got the big hit. The first one April the 5th, then on April the 6th they did it again, and he had a hard time throwing a strike that day. Finally a big error by A-Rod.
Yeah, but you're talking about 2 completely different things here. I mean, he got the ground ball, and Cano couldn't, made the error, so he's still throwing well.
Here's Alex Cora, and that's ball 1 in Fenway Park. Is going nuts. Everybody's standing. The Yankee infield looking for the double play ball with a 2-run lead. 3 men on, nobody out. And it's 2-0.
And the tough thing for the Yankees is that Cora is going to be tough to double anyway. And, they have to play for the double play. You can't play in, but, it's going to be tough to get a double play with Alex Cora running unless he hits it near the bag at second base. Man, I mean, you've got to have ice water in your veins to be Mariano Rivera. He just threw, he was 2 balls and no strikes, and he still didn't give in. He threw a cutter over the outside corner.
2-1 now to Cora.
That's why he's the best. See that? I mean, he threw a cut over the outside corner, and now he comes on the inside corner. Nothing handles and nothing changes him. I mean, he knows what he's supposed to do, and he continues to pitch that way, even in clutch situations. There's a slider over the outside. Now watch this when it cuts across. Here's the one on the inside. He's throwing strikes.
A-Rod goes home. That's one. Posada to first. Double play.
Man. That's two big league plays right there. A nice play by Rodriguez. A perfect throw to the plate, and then Posada got to the inside, so he had a clear throwing lane to first base. It was very close at first, and you can see that Terry Francona didn't believe it was a double play.
Francona out of the dugout talking to Hunter Wendelstedt about that call.
Now watch this. This is what's great. Now watch the perfect throw Alex gives him right there. Perfect. Now he steps out and he makes a perfect throw to first. If Rodriguez's throw wasn't perfect, if this throw to the plate is not perfect, there's no chance. Look at that. He catches it with his foot on the bag, steps out, and gets rid of it. That's just two excellent plays by both Rodriguez and Posada.
So now it is left to Johnny Damon. A ground ball. Cano with a chance at redemption, and the ball game is over. Cano makes the play in an inning where his big error opened the door wide for the Red Sox, but finally Mariano Rivera cuts him down with a double play, and then Cano with the ground ball. Johnny Damon, who could have tied the game with a base hit, is gone on one pitch.
John, you can talk about all the closers you want. This guy is the best, and we've seen him do it in big games in the playoffs. I mean, he knows, he never changes. I mean, he was in trouble there. Bases loaded, 2 balls, no strikes count to Cora. He made 3 excellent pitches to get him out, and then he finished off one of the leading hitters in the league, Johnny Damon, made it look easy. So, I mean, he's the best.
Well, Al Leiter gets the win in his second Yankees debut. The first one was 18 years ago. When he first pitched for the Yankees, he had teammates like Don Mattingly, Steve Sachs, Mike Pagliarulo, Steve Bye-Bye Balboni was one of his teammates. It was a lot different looking Yankee ball club. They didn't have Mariano Rivera closing out games in those days, or Gary Sheffield and Alex Rodriguez, Jorge Posada hitting home runs for him. But a win for Al Leiter, a guy that was picked up because the Yankees were just so desperate, and the Marlins were desperate just to get rid of him. So the standings now, with the Yankees win coupled with the Orioles loss, and the Orioles are now 1 game out, the Yankees a half game out in second place, and even in the loss column with the Boston Red Sox, so almost in a virtual tie for first place in the American League East.
Well, this has to be perfectly executed, because I told you Cora runs well. Look at that, a perfect throw, chest high. Now he turns and he fires a chest high throw to first base. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, and it doesn't get any more difficult than that. This is a speedy base runner. If this ball, if either of the throws are not perfect, he's going to be safe at first base, and it gets him out of the jam.
Although,
almost out of the jam.
and I think that he was safe. The Yankees win it 5-3 over the Red Sox and take 3 out of 4 in this series. Now stay tuned. The 2005 ESPY Awards are coming up. I'm John Miller for Sam Ryan and Joe Morgan and our entire ESPN crew. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the telecast. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Yankees and Red Sox from Fenway Park.